Okay, so we have discussed the biliary system X-rays and abdomen X-rays. Now we will learn orthopedic traumas X-rays. We are having a figure number 12 in the scenario which says a 30-year-old male met a roadside accident and presented with painful right shoulder and he is resting his right arm on the left hand. His X-rays is shown in figure. Carefully observe this radiograph and answer the following questions. What is the diagnosis? This is the X-ray. So here we are having anterior dislocation of the right shoulder joint. This is the shoulder joint. There here is we are having the dislocation. Okay. What is the second question? What could be the associated injuries with this pathology? Rotator cuff injury, as here rotator cuff muscles are present. So injury here also can occur, rotator cuff injury, damage to the glenoid labrum, and detachment of the anterior inferior segment called Bankart and Hill-Sachs lesions. All of these substances are present here, rotator cuff, and here we are having the glenoid labrum and the anterior inferior segment called Bankart and Hill-Sachs lesions. So what happened? Rotator cuff injury occur, glenoid labrum, labrum damage occur, and the anterior inferior segment, that is Sachs lesion occur. Okay. Question number third is what are the three methods of its correction? First of all, we are having the Hippocratic method. The second one is Coker's method, and the third one is hanging arm method. What are the complications of this injury? As here axillary nerve passes, so axillary nerve palsy can occur, and also recurrent dislocation can occur. As it is a medial joint, and once it is dislocated, then recurrency can occur. Okay, the next figure is a 16 years old boy sustained injury to his arm while playing, and he has developed wrist drop. Carefully observe the X-ray of this patient and answer the following questions. Okay, what is the diagnosis? This is the humerus bone of the hand, the longest bone of the hand. So here we are having this defect. This is known as fracture. So what is the diagnosis? Fracture of shaft of humerus. Name two treatment options how we can treat plaster casting or plating. Okay. What complications can occur as radial nerve pass through this? So radial nerve injury, malunion or non-union. Okay, malunion means that this when joint it is malunion, and non-union or whether it doesn't heal. So this is the non-union. Moving to the third one, an 8-year-old boy falls on an outstretched hand and present with swollen elbow. His movements of the arm are restricted and there is pain in the whole limb. His radiograph is shown in figure. Carefully observe this radiograph and answer the following questions. What is the diagnosis? Supracondylar fracture of the humerus. This is humerus and this is the tibia and ulna. So what happened here? Here is the supracondylar. These are the supracondyles of the humerus. So there is the supracondylar fractures of the humerus type 3. We are having 1, 2 and 3 type. So here the damage is type 3. Which nerve is most commonly injured in this type of fracture? Is median nerve supply here? So the most common nerve injured here is the median nerve. What are the other complications of this fracture? This can lead to vascular injuries, brachial artery, nerve, radial, ulnar, and median, Walkman ischemic contractures, malunion or non-union, or compartment syndrome. How will you manage this patient? This is a type 3 fracture completely displaced. See, when the bone is completely displaced, it is known as type 3. So, fracture is reduced under anesthesia by traction and manipulation, but open reduction may be needed if closed reduction fails or if there is vascular injury. The reduction is maintained by K wires. Okay. So, moving toward the next one. Carefully observe the provided radiological study and answer the following questions. Name this investigation. This is a radiograph of the radius and ulna, AP view and lateral view. This is AP view and this is the lateral view. Okay, this is radius and ulna. What are the positive findings? Fracture of the radius and ulna. This is fractures of the radius and ulna. Okay, what type of fracture is this? It is a transverse flexion of radius. Transverse. It is this type. So this is transverse fracture of the radius and ulna. What are the emergency management steps of this patient? Follow the ABCD of ATLS and splintage analgesia. Airway breathing, circulation and respiration, and acute trauma life support, splintage and analgesia is the management steps of this patient. What is definite management of this flexion? Internal fixation with dynamic compression plate for radius and ulna. Okay, internally it is fixed and what with dynamic compression plate. Moving to our next, this is a radiograph of 55 years old man, a woman who has fallen on an outstretched hand in bathroom. On examination, she has general falk deformity of the hand. Carefully observe this radiograph and answer the questions. What are the findings on this radiograph? Fracture of the distal end of the radius. Here is a fracture of the distal end of the radius. What do you mean by what is this fracture called? Colles fractures. Colles fracture is a fracture of radius within 2.5 centimeter of the joint, and there is dorsal displacement of the distal segment. Okay, here this fracture is known as Colles fractures. Colles fractures is a fracture of radius within 2.5 centimeter of the wrist joint, and there is dorsal displacement of the distal segment. What do you mean by dinner fork deformity? In this fracture, the distal segment of radius is displaced dorsally and radially, and wrist looks like a dinner fork. This is dinner fork. This it looks like this. Okay. So when the fracture occurs, the distal segment of radius is displaced dorsally and radially, and wrist look like a dinner fork. What are the complications of this fork? Is median nerve pass hairs or median nerve injury, malpinion may occur, rupture of extensor pollicis longus tendons. Here, extensor pollicis longus tendons are present, pseudox atrophy, and joint stiffness. Okay. What is the management of this fracture? Most of the time, fracture can be treated by non-operative methods. Close reduction is carried out under anesthesia, and cast is applied. Operative treatment is rarely needed. Moving towards next, this is 10 years old boy who was brought to the emergency department after a fall from height. His right leg seems to be shortened internally, rotated and flexed. His X-ray pelvis is shown in figure 18. Read this X-ray carefully and answer the following questions. Okay, what are the findings on this X-ray? Look at here. Here is the abnormality. Here we are having the posterior dislocation of right hip joint. This is the posterior dislocation of the right hip joint. What is most common neurological injury associated with this trauma? Sciatic nerve injury. A sciatic nerve pass here. So, sciatic. For orthopedic traumas, X-rays, you should know the anatomy of the bones and the nerves, so that you can find which bone is defected, or what is the diagnosis, or what are the complications. Okay, sciatic nerve injury. Give treatment options to manage this injury. Follow ATLS protocols. Close reductions by Ellis maneuver of reduction, Stimson's gravity method, and Baltimore lift method. Okay, these are the methods through which this deformity can be treated. A young footballer sustained an injury to his knees. His X-rays of the knee joint is shown in figure 20. Carefully observe this radiogram and answer the following questions. What are the findings? Fractures of the patella. Here, this is the patella. So he is a footballer and injury to knee. So the patella is present here. Here is the injury of a fracture of patella. What is the treatment of the injury? General management, ABCDE and ATLS, analgesia and antibiotics if needed, tetanus prophylaxis and wound care if required. In specific treatment, tension band wiring for the patella. Name the three post-operative complications: stiffness of the joint, atrophy of quadriceps. Quadriceps muscles are present here, so atrophy of the quadriceps may occur and infection of the bone may occur. A 25-year-old male suffered from roadside accident, sustained injury to his left hip, causing painful hip joint, shortened left leg, and externally rotated foot. He is unable to walk and can't even pirouette over his left leg. What is the diagnosis? Fractured neck of the left femur. Here is the femur. He is having pain, so maybe he is having fracture in the left femur. What is the most appropriate treatment? Follow ATLS protocols, close reductions, and internal fixations with screws. What are the most common complications? Avascular necrosis of femoral head and non-union fractured neck of femur. 20 years old boy suffered an injury to his right lower limb after a motorcycle accident, causing painful limb with swelling of the right thigh and leg. X-ray shows in figure 22. What is the diagnosis? Fracture of shaft of femur along with fracture proximal tibia and fibula. This is the shaft of femur, and here is the tibia and fibula. So, three fractures are present here in this X-ray. What are the complications? Popliteal vessel injury is popliteal vessel pass here, compartment syndrome, and fat embolism. What are the treatment options? Follow ATLS guidelines, antibiotics, analgesis, and tetanus prophylaxis for specific intramedullary nailing for right femur, and open reduction and internal fixation with plate for tibia. Last one, in orthopedic trauma, 35 years old laborer fell from the height and he has a wound of about 10 to X centimeter in size over the middle of right shin, leading to exposed bone. X-rays shown in figure. What is the possible injury to his legs? Here we can see there is a fracture of tibia and fibula. What are the associated injuries with this fracture? Axial injuries to spine, hip, distal tibia and calcaneus, and chest injuries. What is the most appropriate treatment? Follow ATLS guideline, antibiotics, analgesia, tetanus prophylaxis, meticulous debridement of this wound, fracture site curettage, and external fixation. What are the complications? Neurovascular injury, infection, non-union associated abdominal and chest injuries. So, in general, what we learn in X-rays, to read X-ray, we should know the anatomy of bones and nerves, especially the limbs. Okay, femur and tibia and fibula, humerus, radius, and ulna. And what nerves pass here and what nerves pass here, what muscles are present here, so we can write the complications. Here the quadriceps are damaged, or here the axillary nerve is damaged, or etc. And what are the general treatment options? First of all, ABCD is done, airway breathing circulation, and then acute trauma life support program is provided, and then specific treatment is done by internal or external fixation through nailing or screws or plates or bandages, etc.